In the midst of clamorous debates, rising intolerance and perpetual misunderstandings tethered to religious identity across the globe, the profound simplicity of Surah Al-Fatiha, a mere 7 verses at the very beginning of the Quran, offers not just solace but a blueprint for mutual respect and understanding. Imagine the collective spiritual uplift of societies if every individual, irrespective of creed, could absorb the essence of these verses not as foreign scripture, but as a universal guide to life's most persistent queries. With this scenario in mind, one might contend that Surah Al-Fatiha possesses an unexpected universality, a hidden capacity to bridge differences by nurturing a shared moral and spiritual consciousness.
Surah Al-Fatiha is often described as the essence of the Quran. Every recitation of this surah, whether in daily prayers, major religious ceremonies, or personal moments of reflection, serves as a reminder of the core messages and teachings of Islam: mercy, guidance, and reliance on the divine. The chapter's place at the beginning of the Quran is both literal and metaphorical, guiding millions in their understanding of the subsequent scripture. The art of calligraphy, especially in Islamic culture, is not merely decorative, but rather a profound endeavor to embody the divine word, making the text itself an object of meditation and reverence. This opening chapter, despite its brevity, encapsulates a complete cycle of prayer and remembrance of God, reinforcing the deep cycles of life that are governed by divine presence, guidance, and judgment.
In the name of God, the infinitely compassionate and merciful. This opening line of Surah Al-Fatiha, and all chapters but one in the Quran, acts as a constant reminder of the overarching themes of mercy and compassion in Islamic theology. It sets a tone of humility and thankfulness, attributes that are foundational not only to Muslims, but to adherents of many faiths. In places like the Dome of the Rock, this phrase resonates, reminding all who enter of the universal values of compassion and kindness that underlie Abrahamic traditions. The application of these themes in daily life encourages a practice of patience, tolerance, and kindness towards all, which are crucial in our increasingly interconnected and often contentious world.
Praise be to God, the Lord of all the worlds. This verse roots the entire surah in a cosmopolitan spirit, recognizing the divine sovereignty over all creation. Such an assertion expands the reader's consciousness beyond parochial concerns to a more inclusive view of humanity and indeed all life. Viewing Earth from space, as in this image, underscores the interconnectedness and shared fate of this world under one creator, as highlighted in Surah Al-Fatiha. This recognition enjoins followers not just to consider their immediate community, but to think inclusively and act ethically toward the global community, reinforcing the notion of a shared divine judgment that binds all human actions.
You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. This declaration from Surah Al-Fatiha emphasizes the monotheistic essence of Islam, focusing solely on the divine as the source of all strength and support. The verse encapsulates a core tenet of Abrahamic traditions, the reliance on and worship of one God. In this image of people from various faiths praying together, we see the shared human act of seeking divine guidance, a reflection of the teachings of Surah Al-Fatiha. This verse not only consolidates a Muslim's faith and dependence on God, but also invites followers of other faiths to recognize their common spiritual practice, thereby fostering mutual understanding.
Guide us to the straight path. This invocation from Surah Al-Fatiha is at once a humble admission of human limitations and a hopeful request for divine leadership. It acknowledges that, while humans might diverge due to ignorance or error, guidance towards righteousness is always accessible through the divine. Just as a winding path clears into a straight walkway, this image metaphorically represents the divine guidance sought through Surah Al-Fatiha. In seeking the straight path, followers are encouraged to aspire towards a life characterized by ethical integrity and spiritual clarity, which holds profound implications not only for individual conduct, but for community and global interactions as well.
The path of those upon whom you have bestowed favor, not of those who have evoked anger or of those who are astray. This verse of Surah Al-Fatiha differentiates between those who follow divine guidance and those who choose otherwise. It is a reminder of the consequences of one's choices, echoing the themes of responsibility and accountability. At a crossroads in a dense forest, choices must be made that determine one's path, similar to the metaphorical choices referenced in Surah Al-Fatiha. By emphasizing the rewards of righteousness and the pitfalls of straying from the ethical path, the verse serves as a moral compass, orienting believers towards actions that are just and in harmony with divine will. This exploration into the nature of deviance from the straight path mentioned in previous verses allows for an understanding of human fallibility, emphasizing the constant need for divine guidance. This recognition is crucial in developing tolerance and compassion, crucial qualities in today's global village. As sunlight finds its way through dense foliage, divine guidance seeks to illuminate the paths clouded by human misjudgment and error, as invoked in Surah Al-Fatiha. This acknowledgement of human imperfection serves as a bridge to understanding and forgiving others, fostering an environment where moral and spiritual growth is not hindered by past errors.
Surah Al-Fatiha's application extends far beyond the confines of individual religious practice to act as a catalyst for interfaith dialogue and understanding. Its call for mercy, guidance, and recognition of a common divinity lays the groundwork for a mutual respect that can transcend theological differences. An interfaith gathering, as seen in this image, symbolizes the potential unity and understanding inspired by Surah Al-Fatiha's universal messages. By interpreting Surah Al-Fatiha not merely as Islamic doctrine, but as a universal guide, we open avenues for deeper engagement between different faith communities, facilitating a more harmonious coexistence based on shared spiritual and moral values.